Hello, welcome back. This is Becky Thomas Iyer, and I want you to know that Daryl and I are still working on our next podcast that I promised you. But in the meantime, I just wanted to share with you a quick thought. This past week, I was in California with my mom and a few of our friends. Daryl joined us on Wednesday and spent the rest of the week with us, and we had a great time. We were all together to celebrate the birthday of our dear friend Vicky. Now, I've mentioned her before in podcast 3 when I was speaking about balcony people and how she was such a lifter and a builder in my life when I was a teenager. So it was a real treat to spend an entire week with her and for Daryl to have the chance to get to know this friend who means so much to me. Well, one of my favorite quotes is, "Go and love someone exactly as they are, and then watch how quickly they transform into the greatest, truest version of themselves. When one feels seen and appreciated in their own essence, one is instantly empowered." Well, we were out to dinner one of the nights, and sitting to my left was Vicky, who came into my life as a leader and a mentor of mine at a time when, unbeknownst to me, I just wanted to be loved for who I was. As a teenager, we often compare ourselves against others and put ourselves in a lose-lose situation. Unconditional love doesn't seem even possible as popularity, status, friends, and even our reputation comes and goes or changes almost daily. Little did I know that I was craving love and acceptance that was constant and unconditional. Vicky came along and did just that. She loved me. That love spoke louder than any sermons that I'd heard all through high school. She didn't criticize me, correct me, or judge me. She just loved me. And guess what? I started to transform into the truest and best version of myself. So there sat Vicky on my left, and to my right sat Daryl. And you are not going to believe this, but he is exactly like Vicky. He just loves me. He doesn't point out my faults or judge me for my opinions or criticize my personality in any way. In fact, he embraces every aspect of it. As an example, the other day we were telling each other what we love about each other. And one of the things he said he loved about me is that I'm a girl that makes it happen. In fact, he used the word ferocious. And it's become my new favorite word. He said, "Becky, I love your ferociousness in life." Well, the next night we went to Jamba Juice and drank it on the way to the movie. Sure enough, I drank mine faster than he drank his, which I realize is probably not very ladylike, but I really don't do anything slow. And Daryl saw that I was done with my juice way before he was, and he picked up the cup. He looked at it closely, noticed it was empty, and instead of saying something sarcastic, he said, "And like I said, I love your ferociousness." He chooses to accentuate the positive. Well, guess what? This just makes me want to be the truest and best version of myself. So there sat Vicky to my left and Daryl to my right, and I was moved to tears. I couldn't help but think of the power of love. Having been in charge of hundreds of employees over the years, my job was to correct and show or tell them how they could do their job better or more effectively. That was my job. It was the only way for them to learn. Well, after doing that 10 hours a day for so many years, it can be easy to be like that in my personal life. But I realize that while that may have been effective or important in my work life, it is not usually the answer in my personal life. And so I've been practicing on Daryl. From the beginning, I decided that I'm not Daryl's mother and I'm not Daryl's employer. That regardless my past experience of doing things a certain way or thinking my way is more effective, that the most important thing I can do is to just love him, accept him for who he is, and be grateful for him. And the rest will take care of itself. Well, I'm happy to report love really works. We both have chosen to appreciate each other for exactly who the other person is. And because of that, we both feel empowered. We both are becoming our best selves. And it feels so good. Obviously, this applies to children and friends and to all those we associate with. And I know that there are those in our lives who are not living in such a way that we feel good about or feel that we can praise and adore them, but we can love them. I wasn't anything special when I was 16. In fact, I think I was a little bit of a troublemaker, but Vicky didn't seem to notice. She just loved me. If we really want to help people to grow and become their best self, it's crucial that we love them as they are. And I know this can be so hard sometimes, and honestly, it's something I have always struggled with. I only know this because that love has been shown to me, but personally, I have so far to go. I know that logically it doesn't always make sense because we think that if we don't correct them, they'll never grow. And I might add that loving them doesn't mean we don't communicate or guide or lead or advise them, especially as a parent. That is crucial. That is important, but we still need to send the message loud and clear that they are loved for who they are and that they are loved no matter what. Well, anyway, this was a beautiful week that once again brought me to deep gratitude and love and reminded me of how I need to love others. Okay, well, we need to get back to recording our next podcast where I will introduce you to Daryl and he will share his experiences and what it was like to go from Italy to Holland with the passing of his wife. I can't wait for you to meet him. So we'll be back soon. I just need to share this beautiful principle that changes lives. So remember, go and love someone exactly as they are, and then watch how quickly they transform into the greatest, truest version of themselves. When one feels seen and appreciated in their own essence, one is instantly empowered. And by the way, that quote is from Wes Angelozzi. Also, just an FYI, I posted pictures on my Instagram of us at dinner. So you can see Vicky on my left and Daryl on my right. And you'll also see my beautiful mom, Jan, who's in that picture as well. She's beyond amazing, and you've heard me talk a lot about her. But anyway, if you want to see that on Instagram, it's under Becky Thomas Iyer is my Instagram account. And so feel free to look at that picture. Anyway, thanks so much for listening and have a great day. And we'll be back in touch soon. Thanks so much.